If you're watching this, it's probably because you are scared of spiders and want to know if the spider phobia course that I'm going on helps or not. If that's the case, then you won't want to be surprised by images of spiders like on the Blink-182 video for I Miss You, when we were all watching and then suddenly there was a spider on screen and we all had the heebie-jeebies for hours and were jumping at every bit of fluff we saw. For that reason, every time there is an image of a spider on screen coming up, I will forewarn you and tell you when it's gone, so that if you want to hide behind a cushion for those bits, you can while still hearing the audio. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, whichever. My name is Stephanie. I have booked onto a spider phobia course. Why? Well, since as far back as I can remember, I have been terrified of spiders. It's quite honestly ridiculous because I have run into a burning building, taken down a man trying to kill me with a hammer, stood between two rival gangs, and even run out in front of a car with armed men in it to try and save a woman from them. All without hesitation or fear. So why am I scared of a little spider? I know they can't hurt me. I don't live in Australia. Honestly, I have no idea where it even came from. My mum wasn't scared of them, so it's not inherited. I don't remember any negative experiences until I was already scared of them. And it's not like I've got phobias of any other like creepy crawlies or anything. I'm fine with insects. I can catch a daddy long legs in my hand. I've even eaten cockroaches. But spiders absolutely terrify me. I remember getting dressed once and hurriedly picking up my bra to put it on before the window cleaner got to the top of his ladder, only to find a spider crawl out of it. And I preferred to be topless in front of the window cleaner than cope with the spider. I once tried hypnotherapy to try and cure me. Prior to that, even the smallest of spiders would terrify me. I couldn't even cope with them being around. So, like, for example, if there was one hiding on a web right in the corner of the room, I would have been absolutely terrified. But after having the hypnotherapy, I was then like okay with them being around as long as they weren't like running around the floor or touching me or too close to my personal space. Since the hypnotherapy, I can now name them. As long as I give them a little name and I know that they're just like there, it's okay. Except those massive, great big black ones that come out in this time of year. Those ones still absolutely terrify me. There's not a name in the world that I could give them that wouldn't absolutely not help in the slightest because they're absolutely terrifying. Oddly enough, I'm not too bad with tarantulas because I once held a tarantula in my hand. I was actually holding a lizard at I can't remember, one of those places where they got creepy crawlies everywhere. And I was holding a lizard in my hand and it was fine. And the guy took the lizard out of my hand. And before I'd even paid attention to what he was about to put in my hand, there was a tarantula in my hand. But because it was all like fuzzy and slow moving, it didn't bother me. And it also, because it's like big and fuzzy, it looked more like, I don't know, like a hamster. Do you know what I mean? It's that cutesy animal thing. I'm not saying a tarantula's cute, okay? But you know what I mean? It's the household spiders that terrify me. For example, you know the ones with the really stick like legs. They're really similar to daddy long legs, but without the wings. I don't know why I did that as if I'm picking the wings out of it. Those ones, I don't mind them being around since the hypnotherapy, but I couldn't have one touch me. I don't know why, but in my head they're like sticky, and I imagine them sort of sticking to my skin. I'm sure that's total invention in my head, but that's how I feel about them. Well, I'm now going a step further than the hypnotherapy, and I'm going to a spider therapy session at Drusilla Zoo in the south of England. I will report back afterwards and let you know how it goes. But first, I will share some footage of me trying to catch a spider with my current level of phobia. I just finished filming a previous video, so I was able to catch it on video. And I will timestamp below what time to skip to if you want to avoid it entirely. But if you just want to close your eyes and still listen, do so, and I'll tell you when it's over. Where are you? I saw you go under there. I know you're there. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Where are you? Oh no, where are you? Oh fuck! Ah, oh God, he's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. Oh my God. Right, you need to come out here so I can catch you. How am I going to do this? Oh, he's going to run and I'm going to get scared. Okay, he's climbed through to the other side. So hopefully he'll come running out here. Ah! Just like that. Oh, okay. 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 Right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, keep going that way. Keep going that way because I need to... Oh, my God. Let's move things out of the way so he can't run into them. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Keep going. You're going the right way. Oh, my God. Ah! Don't run quickly. Run slowly. Walk to the middle, please. Oh, God. Just... Oh, God. I can't do this. Oh, God. I can't do this. Oh, God. Okay. Just stay there. Don't... No, come to the middle, please. Can you just come to the... Just to the middle. Oh, my God. Come here so that I can put this over you. Come on. Come on. Okay. Come on. I can't get you at that angle. You bugger. Whoa. Come on. Come here. Come here. Do not stay there because I can't get you. And then we'll be at this stalemate for hours, okay? Okay, he's coming. Just come slowly, okay? Just... Okay, this is gonna be my best opportunity. Okay, ready, steady, and go. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh God, there's gaps. I just want you to see that he is way bigger than he looked when he was like further away on camera, okay? He is. Oh, now I'm gonna get him outside. There's no one here to do it for me. So I'm gonna have to do it. I've got a big piece of cardboard and I'm gonna slide it under and I'm gonna get him on it. And then I'm gonna put him out in the garden where he belongs. Okay. Oh, okay, right. Come on, Steph, you've got this. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, the top of it's got a hole in it. I've got to put something over it. Okay. What about that? That'll do. Okay. Don't move yet. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Oh God. Yes, that's it. Climb on the cardboard. He's got a leg missing as well. He's moving. It's okay. Okay. Don't let any gaps. No gaps. Okay. Oh my God. You can come out now. Okay, so the footage you would have just seen is of me squealing and screaming at trying to catch a spider. And quite honestly, I wouldn't even have dreamt about putting that kind of footage on the internet if I wasn't making this specific video. So Saturday just gone, I went to the spider phobia course, and it was a very interesting day. I can honestly say it didn't go quite how I was anticipating. I thought before doing this course that for me, best case scenario is I would be able to do what you've just seen, which is of me catching a spider under a cup. I mean, in the video, I didn't use a cup because a cup is, for me, is too small. A cup is like getting too close to the spider. So I used a funnel, because the funnel is like wider at the bottom and then had something over the top of it. So I thought best case scenario going on this course that by the end of it, I would be able to do just that, catch a spider underneath something, slide something underneath it and take it outside without freaking out, without screaming the house down. I thought that would be my best case scenario. Now, the day begins with a talk. You learn all about spiders. They totally educate you on them. They dispel some myths about them. And they talk about where your phobia has come from and how it's built up. The second part of the day is the actual exposure therapy. So actually introducing you to spiders. And by the time it got to the point of the day when they actually brought the spiders out for you to meet them, I felt like I wasn't ready. I was like, already? But I don't feel confident in doing this. This is not going to happen. Like, what? No. And I wasn't alone with that. Multiple of us cried. And I really mean cried. And everybody, pretty much everybody, said at that point, there's no way I will be touching a spider by the end of the day. No way. Well, the next bit of footage you're about to see, and obviously I'm going to have to explain, but for those of you who are actually watching the video, yes, I am going to have to go over and explain what's happening in the videos, because there's going to be people who won't be able to open their eyes and watch it. I know, because I would have been one of them prior to this course. Okay, so bear with me while I explain exactly what's going on for the people who can't see. Okay, so this next bit of footage you're going to see or not see is going to be the first time that I attempt to not to touch a spider, but to let a spider touch me. There will be a house spider, which is the big ones that come out in England in sort of September, October, and start like scurrying around the floor. They're huge. They're like the whole entire, well, it's bigger than the palm of my hand. And that's the same type of one that I actually caught in the previous video. They are my nemesis, because they're the ones that don't just sort of sit quietly in a corner. They're the ones that actually start like running around, and in my mind, prior to doing this course, would attack me is how I felt. But in this next video, you'll see that this spider, and I imagined that this course would start with like little spiders, like money spiders, and work your way up. Well, no, it doesn't. It goes straight in there. It's like, oh my God, it's like my absolute nightmare here, and I'm about to touch it. This is not going to happen. And I hysterically cried prior to doing this. The spider is in a large plastic container, and it's just sat there in the corner. And then you have to put your hand, well, you don't have to, they don't force you, but if you're going along with the course, you put your hand into the container where the spider is. You don't go at it, you don't touch it, they don't put it on you, you just put your hand in the container and then just kind of see what happens. Now, in this footage, you will hear crying. It's me crying, okay? And if you hear me talking to someone called Davina, no, I'm not talking to the lady that is running me through this part of the course. Her name is actually Angela, but she's known as Tarantula. It's actually me talking to the spider. I named it Davina to kind of humanize it, I suppose. And that's also part of what I actually got from when I had hypnotherapy, was naming them humanizes them. So in this footage, you'll see me putting my hand in the container, crying my eyes out. I also ask somebody to hold me. It's not because I wanted a cuddle, it's because I felt that I needed somebody to hold me in place, because I thought what I was going to do is put my hand in the container, and then the second I saw the spider move, I was going to go Wah! And like run away. So I asked someone to hold me, and it's a way of like trying to hold me in place. And even when I have my hand inside the container, I have my other hand on my arm to try and hold myself there. Prior to doing this, I cried. I sobbed. I got through 3 tissues just in the maybe 5 minutes when 2 other people went ahead of me. Okay. Anyway, right. I'm going to show you this bit of footage. So again, there is a spider coming out now. Hi, Davina.
Just
Davina.
Come on, Davina.
Nice to meet you, Davina. My name is Steph. Can someone hold
Hold on to me. I'll do it with that hand. You can do this.
Just relax.
It's okay.
Okay, now.
Deep breaths.
Breathe
Deep breaths.
and say to yourself, I'm an adult and there's nothing happening.
I'm an adult.
She's not even touching.
I'm a big scary.
Breathe.
Davina's just chilling.
No.
Davina's chilling. Hey, Davina.
You can go near
I
and
don't
touch
want to.
her.
I don't know if I
You're
can.
okay, you're doing fine.
You can.
You're doing brilliant.
Take a deep breath.
Hi, Davina. I'm just going to a little bit closer to you, okay?
Do you want to walk on?
Yeah.
Open your eyes and
Ready?
watch her,
Yeah,
because she's not
okay.
going to hurt.
Okay. She's okay.
Just
She's
relax.
okay. She's more scared of me.
She really is.
Oh my god, oh my god.
You're fine, you're fine.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Okay.
Keep doing it.
Just
She's
relax.
okay. She's touching me. She's okay.
Yeah.
She's really
Hi, Davina.
Steph, what's
I
happening?
can't feel her.
Nothing.
She's trying to dodge you, that's why.
So you've got all these wonderful things in your head that
Wow.
you think's going to happen.
Do you want
and
to
it
come back?
hasn't.
Yeah, she's okay. She didn't like
She's
run up my
okay.
arm or anything. Hey, she's okay.
Sorry, just leave me alone.
Hi, Davina. I feel sorry for her now that I'm
She's
putting her
actually- I
through
think she's
this.
cute.
Wow. Wow.
You've
Just
done
sit
it.
in your hand.
Oh my
Wow.
god. Wow, I can't believe I just did
She hasn't
that.
walked up your arm. She hasn't walked up your hand.
Okay, spider's gone again. You can come out. So, as you would have seen from that footage, or maybe heard from that footage, I have my hand in the box, and then at a point when I'm ready, because the spider very clearly doesn't want to come anywhere near me. So at the point when I'm ready, the lady running the course encourages the spider to walk in the box, and it avoids me. It doesn't want to walk anywhere near me. It avoids me and tries to walk round me. But because of where my hand is, it has to walk over me. So it walks over my thumb. And at that point, I was ready to just curl up and die. But then having it actually touch me and brush past me and very clearly not want to touch me made me go, oh, okay. All right. It's not like leaping at me, trying to run up my arm or like sinking its little claws into me. And no, it just tries to avoid me and get around me. And then she encourages it to then walk back, and at which point it stops on my hand, and I feel, oh, okay, it's not this terrifying beast. I'm still absolutely cacking my pants at this point, by the way. I'm not going, oh, okay, I'm cured, yes. No, I'm still cacking it. But at least it kind of like put it in perspective that it's like, it's not trying to attack me. It's not. It's just a spider doing its spider thing. It's not like coming after me. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. But of course, having a spider in that scenario, when you've got an expert and you've got people around you supporting you, that isn't the scenario you're going to have when you're at home. So of course, I had to go to the next step, which would be to kind of have some sort of situation that would happen at home and be able to actually get the spider. Because in my house, when one comes running out, I'm not going to have this spider expert pick it up, put it in a plastic container, and then sit there supporting me through it. It's not going to happen. So the next step for me, and that's not what everyone had to do, it's just whatever your next step is. So there was people who were like trying to catch it in a cup and things like that. So it's for however your next step is. And my next step was that I am terrified of trying to put them in a cup. Firstly, because in the time it's going to take you to go and get the cup, it might have disappeared. And if it disappears, then I'm moving out for a week. But secondly, because I've found that whenever I try to put something over them, that's when they tend to freak out and run around it even more and tend to sort of be a bit more jumpy. And that terrifies me, and I struggle to get something over them. So for me, I needed, and I really do mean needed, I needed to get to grips with being able to pick one up in my hand, especially because they tend to, like, if they're trying to get away from you, they tend to hide in the corners. And if they're hiding in the corners, then even more so, it's hard trying to get something over it. So I needed to be able to actually be able to touch one confidently to see if I would then be able to pick it up or scoop it into something or get it away from the corner so I could get it in my funnel or something like that. I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about this. But bear with me, okay? Bear with me. So the next bit of footage, again, to describe it for the people who are not going to be watching it, the next bit of footage is me trying to, it's still in this container. So it's still me trying to get the confidence to go towards it, but it's me trying to pick it up. And several things kept coming through my head at this point. Several things like, if I'm trying to scoop it up, am I going to squish it or break its leg? Like, what's going to happen with it? So in this next bit of footage, it is me trying to pick it up so I can have it in my hand. And I am looking more confident, but I was not confident internally. I was still like going, oh, but it was kind of a, come on, you've done the hard part. You've let it touch you for the first time. You've got this kind of a feeling. And it's like, yeah, let's go. Okay, so as I said, there's some footage coming up of me trying to pick up a spider and have it in my actual hand, okay? It's coming up now. You up now? Because that's my next wall I've got to climb. Okay?
Just don't fall over it.
Oh my God.
You can do this.
Oh, it's the action of actually trying to pick her up. Davina,
How do you pick them up? Just let them fall in your hand.
Oh, like that.
Scoop it up. Put your hand in.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Davina, come on now. I need you to get in my hand.
So this is his backside, so you're
Okay.
going this way.
Oh, okay. Come on, Davina. I need to get you. Come on, Davina.
I'd have panicked at
home
Come on, Davina. If you're in a, if you're in a,
your hand.
got you.
There you
See,
go.
I don't even need a cup for that. Look at you, looking cute little face.
See, after time you won't even need a cup. You could just pick them up.
See, I'd rather not
Just
have the
so
cup because when you try and put the cup over it, they can't.
They get scared and go
And
worse.
they run away, and that makes it even worse. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, all done. It's gone. You can look at your screen again now. Just me. And I'd like to think I'm slightly less terrifying than a spider. Okay, so for those of you who couldn't watch, I think the audio speaks for itself, but you'll know that at the point of then it getting in, I was a bit hesitant to get the spider into my hand, but once it was in my hand, it just kind of just did its thing and just kind of crawled over my hand. It didn't try and run up my arm. It didn't try and jump in my face, nothing. It just ran over my hand. And then I just slowly put my hand one in front of the other. So it was running over my hands and it was just doing its thing. And at that point, I was like, hang on a minute. It doesn't want to hurt me. It doesn't want to scare the crap out of me. It's actually pretty scared itself. It's okay. And I was like, wow. And it's just kind of running and doing its thing. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm okay with this. Can't say I was enjoying it. No, wasn't like gonna have a spider as a pet at this point, but I was like more confident with the fact that it wasn't as terrifying as I thought it was gonna be. Now, on the course, the main spider that I interacted past tense with, because who said if you're going to go on this course, maybe you'll go on a different course. But anyway, the main spider I interacted with was the house spider, which is the thing of my nightmares. So it's a good thing that they focus on that. But it's not the only spider that we interacted with. I also held a cellar spider. Now, a cellar spider is the kind of the ones that sort of like calmly sort of stick in the corners on their little web, and you can hardly see them unless you're up close and personal with them. They are the ones that look like a daddy long legs, but without the wings, those ones, unless you're American. If you're American, you're probably very confused by it at the moment because I'm referring to the wrong thing for you, because in America, they refer to cellar spiders as daddy long legs is, but in England, a daddy long legs is the little thing that flies around. Okay, so although they're actually called a crane fly, neither of these are called daddy long legs is, but anyway. So if you're American, then just to explain, I'm talking about the daddy long legs. And if you're British, I'm talking about the Scylla spider, which is the one that looks like a daddy long legs, but without the wings. Okay, so yeah. Now, actually, side note here, interestingly enough, I'm not scared of crane flies. If a crane fly is flying around, I'm okay. In fact, I did on the day of the course catch one. He got away from me, but I can catch those in my hand, not a problem. Take them outside to get it away from the people who are scared of them, not a problem. And yet Scylla spiders, which look the same but without the wings, they terrify me. I'm post having my hypnotherapy, I'm okay with them just sort of being there, but I couldn't have touched one because I don't know why, but in my mind, they're sticky. I'm imagining maybe when I was a small child, I had one in my, like, run over me or something, and because of its web, maybe it was sticky. So in my mind, it's the spider that was sticky. I don't know. I'm just imagining that might be a reason. But anyway, on the course, I held one of those, and they're actually quite quick. Ran over my hand, and I was like apprehensive of it because in my head it was going to be sticky, and clearly it wasn't. And that was okay. Didn't film that one. But we did also hold tarantulas. Yeah. Now, I've held a tarantula before, so it wasn't petrifying for me to hold a tarantula because in my mind, a tarantula is more like an actual animal rather than a spider, because I wouldn't really say I've got arachnophobia because I'm not frightened of things like scorpions. In fact, I've had a scorpion in my sleeping bag, and bearing in mind a scorpion actually could really hurt you. I wasn't bothered. I was like, oh, there's a scorpion in my sleeping bag. What am I going to do? I better take it outside so it can go back to its mates. Whereas if that had been a spider, I would have been like, oh, I would have slept outside. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I probably would have gone home. So anyway, just FYI, I don't think you find scorpions in it. I mean, don't quote me on this because I don't know, but I don't think you find scorpions in England. Don't think you do. This was not when I lived in England. This is when I lived in Dubai. And I think the scorpions I came across were in Oman and possibly Sharjah. I'm not sure. But anyway, the Middle East, not England. So the phobia I have is specifically spiders, and I don't know why. No idea why. But one of the other spiders that we also held on the day was the false widow. The false widow is the one that actually gets really false news about it all the time. It's the one where, like, the tabloid newspapers say, oh, we're going to have an infestation this year of all these really dangerous cousins of the Black Widow. And it's absolute crap. They're not dangerous at all. If they were to bite you, and I really mean if, because they are not trying to bite you. They don't want to bite you. They don't want to be anywhere near you. But if, for example, one was like there and it was like getting tangled up in your clothing or something like that, then potentially maybe it would bite you because it's terrified. Kind of like bees. Imagine bees. Bees don't want to sting you. They just want to get away. But occasionally a bee might sting you because it's just like, ugh. So it's that kind of thing. And even then, it's not really gonna hurt you. It's not gonna really hurt you. It's not actually a dangerous spider at all, unless of course you're allergic to it, in which case you could be frightened of touching absolutely anything because you don't know what you're allergic to until you touch it or eat it. Okay, so the false widow was just crawling around my hand, not a problem. You'll see video of that. Obviously I'll forewarn you first, but you'll see video of that. It's just a little false widow crawling around my hand. And as I mentioned, we also held tarantulas. I'll show a photo of that, but I didn't have a video of that because for me, the tarantula wasn't the big deal. Just so you know, the next 2 bits of footage I'm going to show you, they don't have audio. I muted the audio for a reason, and that is because, number one, because this was a spider phobia course, and I always find it a little bit rude when you see YouTubers who've read like a how-to book and then they come and make a YouTube video and tell you every single point in the book and explain it in detail as if they're basically reading you the whole book. Because I always think that's somebody who's studied someone and put their time and their effort and their studies into making this thing for you, and then some YouTuber just comes and rips it off and shows you everything that is in the book so you don't have to read it. And I didn't want to be one of those people. So when those videos were being taken, there was audio happening at the time explaining certain things in the course. And so I've muted it because out of respect for the people who did the course, I didn't want to like give all the secrets of the course away, because these are experts, okay? These are not just people who've been trained to do a course. These are leading spider experts in the world, and most definitely they are actually the leading experts in the UK. So given the fact that they have spent the past 40 plus years, I mean, we're talking about decades that they have been studying spiders, and through all those years of studying, they have now put together this course to be able to help people with their phobias. I didn't want to have to keep that audio in the video and then give away some of the secrets. That's one of the reasons why I've deleted the audio for this footage. But my second reason is because this course is in two parts. It's partly the stuff they tell you about, and then it's partly actual exposure therapy. So even if I sat here and regurgitated absolutely every detail I learn on this course, at the end of it, you'd probably still be terrified of spiders, and you'd be like, Steph, this course is useless because every bit of information you've told me and I still can't touch a spider, because you weren't there to do the actual exposure and touching of the spider part of the course. So there's just no point in telling you all that information. Okay, so for that reason, I've deleted the audio. Okay, prepare yourselves. The final videos of me touching spiders are coming up now. So here we are, as I just explained in this footage, there is a video of me, and I'm quite confidently just getting hold of a false widow, and it's just running over my hands a little bit and actually kind of trying to get away from me, which eventually I put it down, and that's it. Bye-bye, false widow. I could confidently pick up and remove a false widow now. And in this second video, here's me with, again, the house spider. Now, the spiders will naturally try and get away from you. They'll actually try and crawl over your hands to try and get away from you, so they don't naturally try and like climb up your arm. But in this footage, I'm showing that it's actually climbing up my arm, and it even kind of starts to sort of burrow my cardigan. Now, there's a reason for that. I was actively encouraging this spider to crawl up my arm, and the reason is because when I was a teenager, I was sitting in bed reading with my back against the wall, and suddenly I had this feeling that something was like on my shoulder, and I looked down and it was one of these spiders, and it scared the crap out of me. So I was actively encouraging this spider, Davina. I was encouraging Davina to walk up my arm because I wanted to see if I could cope with her getting to my shoulder, because that was a bit of a trigger point for me. She didn't even get that far. She didn't want to go that far. She stopped. She tried to hide under my cardigan. She didn't succeed. And then eventually I just stopped trying to push her up my shoulder, and I just picked her up in my hand, and she kind of calmly climbs on my hand. And then at the end of the footage, you see me holding her right next to my face and smiling for a picture. Obviously, it's me smiling for the picture, not her, because she was probably cacking her pants. Poor thing. And then you'll also see me just smiling and holding a tarantula. That's it. There are going to be no more pictures of spiders or any surprise spiders on the screen, so you can come out now. There's no need to hide. So, how do I feel now that I've done the course? I absolutely can hand on heart say it's changed my life. Changed my life. It's only been a few days, and I've already had 2 incidents when I had a bit of a spider attack and had situations that would have done me in prior to doing this course. One, I was sitting on the sofa, oddly enough, discussing the whole thing with my family, and my nephew, who was sat next to me, had a spider run up his leg. It was just a small one, and not tiny. It was sort of maybe the sort of leg span of a false widow. And without any hesitation, because this is something I was worried about. I was worried that once I was out of the classroom environment, maybe I would have an issue. But so far, so good, because I just straight away went, oh, don't worry, I'll deal with it. And I quickly opened the door and gathered it up in my hand and let it run over my hand and put it outside. Not a problem at all. Second time, I was on a bus, and I went and sat on a seat which was right by the window, and then noticed, again, similar type of spider, just making it like up and down, making its web on the back of the seat in front. And I thought, crikey, I would have screamed and made a fool out of myself prior to this day. But here I am with this spider in front of me. It's not bothering me in the slightest. But then I thought, if this spider is spotted by someone else, it's probably gonna A, make them jump and scare them, and B, might end up getting swatted. So when we came into a bus stop, I put it out the window. I figured that it was either certain death or potential death putting it out the window. I don't know. So I thought the out the window was the better option. So it's running around making its web. I tried to pick it up. It fell out of my hand. I don't know where it went. Normally the fact that I don't know where it went would just get to me, but it didn't. I was just like, oh, okay, I can't find it. Oh, well. And then a minute later, I saw it was running up my leg. And again, that would have done me in. Didn't at all. I just went, oh, there you are. Scooped it up in my hands and popped it out the window. No hesitation, no crying, no stress, no nothing. Absolutely fine. Not a problem. I think that the cost of the course, for me personally, because obviously it depends on your financial circumstances, it was £170, which I would never have paid that amount of money for this course because I wouldn't have believed that it would work if it wasn't for the fact that a friend of mine who I know for a fact is was equally as terrified of them as I am, and someone who I also would have thought this would never work. She did it, and I've seen a video of her holding a spider in her hand since then. And so I thought, okay, yeah, I can do this. Yes, it's a lot of money, but I'm telling you now, I would pay it again. It was one of those ones where I was like, gonna have to get the credit card out and wait till payday, because unfortunately it was the only day left for the courses. So I was hoping to wait until next year, but unfortunately, because of the time of year spiders are actually available to us, they can't do the course all year round. And so I knew that it was kind of now or never. So on the credit card, don't worry, it's paid off now. And I went for it. I don't regret it. I can honestly say, life-changing experience. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would encourage everyone to do it. If there's people who can afford to give it as birthday presents or Christmas presents to people who they know are scared. I'm not affiliated. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not getting any money out of this. In fact, out of courtesy, I'm going to let them know that I'm doing this video, but in no way, shape or form am I going to be making money off of it if anyone does book the course. There is one thing I would say, though, is that if you are going to do this course, I did the one at Drusilla's with Tarantula and Ray Hale. I think I got those names right. I hope I got those names right. I'll link it in the description. But I think it worked really well because there was a few people in the classroom and it was both educational and exposure. So if you do book a course anywhere else that's not with them, I would say look into the details carefully, make sure that you have education and exposure, because if it's just exposure, I think I would have just not coped. And if it was just education, then I don't think, for me personally, I don't think I would have been able to apply it in the real world. And the class sizes as well, because there were so few of us, I think 6 of us or 8 of us, or I can't remember the exact class size, but it was a small class size, definitely no more than 8 people. And so it was lots of time to let you ease into touching them. There was no forcing to like do it quickly because time's running out. No, there was time to go through it slowly. Some people took longer than others. And we had lots and lots of time to go through it. And I think if it was a massive class size in the same amount of time, you wouldn't have had as much time. It would have been touch it or get out, basically. I'm not saying that's how it would have been because I didn't do any other class. I only did this one. But I'm just letting you know that the bigger the class size, the less exposure you get, the less patience people would have time to give you. So if you're going to spend that amount of money on something, make damn sure it's quality, okay? And they say that they have basically like a 95% pass rate of people being able to touch them on the course, and the 5% of the people who don't do it are the people who don't turn up. I understand that as well, people not turning up, because it could be just the thought process would be too overwhelming. I personally couldn't sleep the night before because I was so scared of the idea of doing it, and I was determined that by the end of the day I would touch one, even though I did still think and fully believed that by the end of the day my best case scenario would be that I could put a cup or something over one without screaming. I thought that was my best case scenario. If you had have told me that 24 hours after doing this, I would have been confidently picking up spiders. If you'd have told me that I had motorbike. If you'd have told me that I would have a house spider running up and down my arm and I'd be encouraging it to run up my arm, I would never have believed you, ever. Okay, I would not have believed you. And since doing this course, I know that there's people that I've told about it who've not seen me with spiders before, and I don't think they really believe that I'm as scared of them as I was. I think they just think that I'm exaggerating. I think they think that I was like, I don't like spiders, but whereas no, I was leaving my house for days at a time if there was a spider that did not get caught. And those people are saying to me like, oh, I could never do the course. I could never do the course because I could never touch a spider. And I'm like, I promise you could. I promise you could. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. If anyone's done this course, let me know in the comments how it went. If anyone's thinking about doing the course, do it and then let me know how it went. And if Tarantula and Ray Hale are watching this, then hi, thank you. You changed my life. Okay, all right. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.